in the year 09 AD, in the dark, dense heart of the Teutoburg forest, 3 of Rome's most elite legions marched toward their doom. Led by Publius Quinctilius Varus, this force of nearly 20,000 men was about to be annihilated in one of the greatest military disasters in Roman history. It was a perfectly laid trap, an ambush that would haunt the Roman psyche for centuries. But what if a single, anomalous variable was introduced into this equation of chaos and betrayal? Imagine this. A flash of light, and a smoking pot appears before the weary legion. Out steps Sergeant Michael Riley, a 21st century combat engineer, clad in modern multicam gear. His pack contains technology that could rewrite the future. But here, in a world with no electricity, no satellites, and no supply chain, is he a god from the machine? Or just the most vulnerable man on the planet? Let's break it down. First, let's assess the assets. On one side, we have the Roman Legate, a seasoned commander armed with an iron gladius and an unwavering faith in Jupiter. On the other, Sergeant Riley. He's in chains, his gear being curiously inspected. His Kevlar helmet, his tactical vest, a Panasonic Toughbook tablet, a Leatherman multi-tool. These are curiosities. But his primary asset isn't a weapon, it's information. Tucked inside his pack is an RQ-28 Spectre quadcopter, a small drone equipped with a thermal imaging camera. For the Romans, whose reconnaissance the explorators relied on the sharp eyes of horsemen, the ability to see through dense forest, day or night, was sorcery. Under duress, Riley launches the drone. The legionaries stare in fear at the humming machine. On the tablet screen, a clear thermal map of the forest appears, revealing the glowing red heat signatures of Germanic warriors hiding in ambush. What do your demon's eyes see? The legate demands. Riley points to the screen. It sees heat. Body heat. 2,000 warriors are waiting for you in that valley. And another 1,000 are flanking from the north. This was a pivotal moment. For the first time in history, a Roman commander had perfect, real-time intelligence. The ambush was exposed. The question wasn't if he would believe it. The question was how he would use it, and the legate proved to be a shrewd commander. He understood that information is a weapon. Instead of blindly marching into the Valley of Death, he used Riley's intel to turn the tables. He could now set his own ambush. Knowing the enemy's exact numbers and their precise position allowed him to concentrate his superior, disciplined forces against their weakest point. This is a classic example of asymmetrical warfare. The technologically superior side, even when outnumbered or in a hostile environment, dictates the terms of engagement. We see the legionaries employ the testudo, the famous tortoise formation. To advance under a hail of projectiles, their shields locked together. Then, with brutal efficiency, they launch a disciplined counterattack on the flanking Germanic force, who were expecting to hit an unsuspecting column. From the drone's eye view, the battle isn't a chaotic melee. It's a tactical masterpiece. A slaughter orchestrated by a commander who could suddenly see the entire battlefield as if he were a god on Olympus. But the drone wasn't just for reconnaissance. It evolved into a powerful psychological weapon. Picture this: the surviving legion, emboldened by their victory, now lay siege to a barbarian hill fort. Thousands of warriors man the wooden walls, ready to defend their homes. To the tribesmen who saw the drone as an evil spirit, its mere presence buzzing overhead sowed panic and confusion. But Riley had something far more persuasive in his pack, something that would make the drone seem like a child's toy. He places a small, greenish block by the fort's main gate. Its composition C4, a plastic explosive with a detonation velocity of over 8,000 meters per second. For context, Rome's most powerful siege weapon was the onager, A giant catapult that threw large rocks with enough force to maybe crack a wall after several hits. Riley was about to unleash a force greater than a lightning strike from Jupiter himself. The explosion is massive, deafening. The gate isn't just broken. It's obliterated. The shockwave sends defenders flying and throws the entire fortress into chaos. The Romans themselves are terrified, but they see the breach. They charge through the opening, their fear eclipsed by the opportunity. The effect was twofold. It physically destroyed the primary barrier, and it psychologically shattered the enemy's will to fight. The battle was over before it truly began. It became a mop-up operation. But this is where the fundamental law of physics and the ultimate enemy of all advanced technology comes into play. Entropy. After the battle, Riley looks at his tablet. The battery indicator blinks red, and then the screen goes dark. He tries to launch the drone again, but it just sits there, lifeless. Every 21st century system has an Achilles heel, the lithium-ion battery. With no power grid, no solar chargers, and no way to resupply, every watt of energy was more precious than gold. Riley's technological miracle was a finite resource, and it had just run out. The Legate approaches him. Seeing the dead tablet and the grounded drone, the magic is gone. He asks. Riley shakes his head. C'est pas vrai. It's gone. The Legate pauses, a cunning, thoughtful look crossing his face. He looks from the inert technology to the man who operated it. But your knowledge is not, and that was the most important lesson of all. Technology is a tool, a powerful one, but it is temporary. The one weapon that never runs out of power is the human mind. Having lost his gadgets, Riley was forced to teach the principles behind them. He couldn't create modern electronics, but he could change their world. We see him sketching designs in the dirt with a stick, showing Roman engineers the mechanics of a more efficient crossbow. Using principles of tension and release they could replicate with local materials. He can't give them antibiotics, but he demonstrates how to boil water to sterilize medical tools and explains the basics of germ theory and hygiene, potentially saving more lives from infection than were ever lost to the sword. He can't give them more C4, but perhaps he can recall the simple 3-ingredient formula for gunpowder, an idea that would accelerate their history by 1,000 years. Ultimately, the greatest impact on history isn't an artifact, it's an idea. By transferring knowledge instead of just using gadgets. Sergeant Riley didn't just change a single battle, he altered the entire trajectory of a civilization. So, what do you think is more powerful, the tool itself or the knowledge of how it works? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this analytical what if, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history and technology. Thanks for watching.